Hello, glad you're back, and today we're going to make a little ornament box and the ornaments that go in the box. This was a little kit that I put together a few years ago for the club, and included in the kit is the little box template, which I downloaded from the internet, and then gathered up some of the pieces and made it into a kit. Included in the kit is the box template, and then the dividers that we have to cut, which go into the box to make the dividers for 9 baubles. And then the baubles, there are 9 of them, and probably included 10 because they tend to fly away. And for the top of the ornaments are these little beads. They have holes, and as well as a piece of wire. The wire is for stringing through and making the loop to hang the ornaments on the tree, kind of thing. So this is what we're going to make. Also included a little piece of plastic, and that's going to go once you cut out the top of the box, you're going to cut it out and then you put the window so you can see the ornaments on the inside. Fairly easy to put together. You'll need some glue, a craft knife. Well, some people prefer to use scissors, but I do both. Depends on what I'm doing. A pair of tweezers, and I like to work with the ones that are curved. Gives me a little bit more direction. If you like, you can also have a pair of wire cutters or a pair of old scissors, and that's for cutting the wire. It's very fine. It can be cut with scissors as long as you don't want to use them for fabric. That's all you need. Now we're going to go through and cut the box. Oh, forgot to mention the steel ruler. It's a really good tool if you're cutting paper and want to cut on lines. Cut around all the box, which is fairly easy. This is kind of a cardstock paper, so it's not your regular paper, it's cardstock. And I didn't use photo paper in this because I didn't want it as shiny as the photo paper that I had. So I just used cardstock. Go around, cut them all up. Cut off the bigger parts, and then I will use the little scissors to cut the corners, just because it's a little less fiddly than to use the regular ruler. So I cut them off and go around. Could have done it with the scissors, all of it, if you really feel comfortable, but I like to have straight lines, so I use the ruler and the craft knife, making sure that you cut nicely so you can get a nice finished box. Now we're going to cut the dividers, and the dividers, they go inside the box to make the spacers for each of the ornaments that we're going to put in. As you can see, I often interchange my scissors with the craft knife. It's just what I feel comfortable handling for whatever project I'm doing. And if you find that these little divisors tend to be a little finicky for you to have to handle, because you'll see when I try to put it in the box, it is a little finicky. However, if you don't feel like you want to tackle it, just leave out the spacers and put the baubles inside some tissue. That would look nice as well. But this would be for the traditional ornament divider box. Each one of them have a little line, and you'll have to cut the line just up. I'm trying to focus here, just up to where it shows. It's not all the way up, so it's just about half of the height of the divider. So cut it along up to the line. Okay, and you're going to do this for all 4 of them. You're actually going to make this. So this is so you can see where we're going with this. We're going to take the bits and we're going to slide the 2 cut pieces into each other. So you're joining the two pieces or facing the two cut bits into each other. Sometimes you might want to wiggle the cut so that it's a little bit open so you can see it, and slide the one piece into the other piece, both openings joining together. So this is the fiddly bit. So you put it down, hold it down. If it helps, you might want to hold it down onto a piece of tape. So you fold your tape right side up, sticky part up, and then you put your paper on top. And that way it'll hold it somewhat as you're trying to put the pieces together. So make sure that the openings line up so that it do slide into each other. And then just press. This is the worst part of the whole thing, so it's not that hard. This is the worst part, but it does look nice inside the box. When you press it together, it tightens, and once it's tight, then you'll be fine. So now that we've got the box cut out, we're going to score along all of the fold lines, and we're going to cut just on one side. So you take one side and you cut to the center, as you see, towards the green, and then on the other side towards the green. So you have flaps that you are going to fold in, and there's your box. We're going to have to cut the window. You will need a nice sharp craft knife and the steel ruler. Cut it from one side to the other, just the white bit, and it's below where it says Old Time Glass Ornaments, because supposedly that's what we're putting in there. You might need to go to the corners exactly. Don't pull it out. And now you have the window. Ta-da! Now you're going to be able to see the baubles inside. You have this bit of clear plastic. It's hard kind of plastic. You're going to measure about 9/16 by 11/16. So, or you can just draw with a nice pencil mark that you can see. It's very light, but you can see it, especially against the white piece of paper. It's a bit hard to see, but you can do it. So once you've cut the plastic all around, you're going to glue it to the inside of the box. Just like that. With a little bit of glue. Now you can use Ubu, or you can use some of the other glues, the super glues like Gorilla Glue, or the but Quick Grip is also good. I just use a little bit of my white glue, put it down, let it dry. Once dry, you can fold the box together. Do a test run on the fold again to make sure everything's going into place. A little bit of white glue. Put it on the tabs that will be folding in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you close the box. And there you go. Nice little box will soon be ready for your ornaments. You can put other ornaments in here. I'm going to put baubles into the little dividers, but you can put other ornaments, I suppose. You can make little ornaments, little angels, or whatever. Little stars can go in there. And there you go. You put the divider inside. You fiddle a little bit with it until it all falls into place. You can glue this down, obviously, to make the little baubles, as you see here. We needed the little bead, a little seed bead, and a little piece of wire. There you go. So we need a little piece of wire, a little bead, and a little seed bead. The piece of wire I cut about 1 inch, 1¼ inch. It's cheap enough. Just cut yourself a little bit. Be generous with it because you're going to see why. I fold it in half. I'm going to put it through the hole. First, I'm going to put some glue into the hole of the bead, and you feed it the wire through the seed bead. Now you have the whole thing going into place, and you pull down using the excess wire on the other side of the bead. It's something to hold on to, plus you can pull as much as you like for your hanging bit. Put it aside until it dries. Once dry, as you see this one here, you'll cut the wire as close to the bottom as possible so it doesn't show. Using again a wire cutter, but you can use scissors. And here you are. Another little bead all done. And now you're ready to fill in your box. Isn't that pretty? All 9 of them, different colors. You can put all colors, whatever you like, blues or all golds, etc. I'll show you a couple other little baubles that you can make. They're quite pretty. Here you're using a little pearl bead and little seed bead of different color, and this is an eye pin that you've worked into a little hook, which is pretty. You can also make them small, like this one. Here's a smaller one. These Christmas ornaments were done by Elizabeth of Studio E, and here she shows us how she made some mini Christmas ornaments using a string of metallic plastic beads fused to a very thin wire. These are the beads that you can find in Mardi Gras necklaces, say from the dollar store, etc. She cut them apart, leaving a stem on one end, glued on a gold seed bead over the wire, and there you are. In the description below, I'll give you the link for that, where she's used them on a mantelpiece that's beautifully done. I thought I'd share this little tip with you. Sometimes it's hard to get one of these, or you just misplace them. These fine tips, which I keep closed up with a pin. It's fairly tiny, but it's still fairly wide tip. See, that much can go into it. To create the tiny tip, take a piece of tape and you put it almost standing up, and then you wind it to create a tiny tip like that. Now it's so tiny that you probably don't even get, oh, there you go. You get glue coming through. Look at how fine it is. And for the bead where I was putting it into the tiny hole, this is what you want. When I'm done with it, or if I wanted to open it up even more, you can clip the tip. When I'm done with it, I'll just leave it in here for a little extra protection from air drying. These are the little cheap tubes that we get from the dollar store wood kits. I just put in my own glue. But here it is, little tip for you. So now I'm going to do a little bit of decorating on the box. Because it is Christmas, I add a little bit of glitter nail polish to the box, and little dabs here and there just to make it look nice and pretty. And don't make the mistakes I make. I touch everything, then I get glitter everywhere. Even the nail polish glitter, you get it everywhere. So you dab here and there, close it, ta-da! There's your ornament box. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.